If you've been following the last few videos, you know that I've been training to get ready for the World Masters Championships in Jiu-Jitsu. I put in nearly 40 hours of training last week and a little more the week before. That's because when you say,
I am going to win it, I said it.
To everyone on YouTube, you're going to win the tournament and put all of that pressure and attention on yourself, you better come prepared or you look like a hack. Also, I didn't say I would win it just all willy-nilly. I really believe it. I've podiumed twice before at the same event. And this year, I'm in better condition than I was in those years. And truthfully, I'm much, much more hungry to suffer through the training to win. On Saturday, we had the first day of competition training camp.
We've got a decent little crew back there. I just finished regular class, and Suyeon was like, "You're gonna do this class, so that's not a good indicator." Something tells me I'm gonna get my butt kicked today.
My whoop strain was at 20.3 for that day, with just 4 hours of training. To put that in perspective, when I did the 24-hour challenge for whoop in Hawaii last year with my buddy Drew, where we trained our asses off for 24 hours straight, I scored a 20.6, my all-time high. That should tell you just how hard that jiu-jitsu class was.
All right, it's actually day 2 of World Masters Training Camp. I was so beat up after yesterday's class that I just couldn't bear bringing out a camera and film. Like, I think I filmed like 8 seconds of the warm-up and then I was done. So, back at it. Definitely woke up in the red today, like a 20%, 25%, somewhere in there. But, hungry to get after it, do what I can. Jacked up my wrist. I fell on the one wheel a couple days ago, and then yesterday during a takedown, it just got strained even more.
The class started like normal, a ton of warm-ups, and from there we progressed into a more position-specific drill. These are hard.
Woosah.
You're pushing yourself and your training partners very, very hard. And in that drill, a unfortunate freak accident happened. I am out of the tournament. Basically, I got stuck in a really weird position. I was in a front headlock, which is not a weird position, and I got returned to the mat, which is also not weird. But for some reason, I couldn't like move my legs out of the way, and I ended up just getting tacoed on my butt pretty hard, chin into chest. I heard a ton of pops in my neck and just some intense pain. I kind of fell backwards, just like my neck. And, you know, everybody was kind of freaking out and they were asking me to move and I just didn't respond very well. And I think they got scared, so some people started holding my neck, and then pretty soon I couldn't feel my hands. Like, my hands were numb, but they were also like really fiery. They were like hot and tingly, but like numb to the touch. And it was kind of at that moment when they asked if they could call the ambulance that I started to break down. Not necessarily because of the pain. I was in a lot of pain. But in that moment, I saw all of the hard work that I had put in for the last 4 months. Like, not just a couple weeks, like the last 4 months. I have worked my ass off to compete in this tournament. I have sacrificed so much of my own time. I've put my business on the back burner. My wife has sacrificed a ton so I could train as much as I have. I've got injuries along the way. I eat shit on my one wheel trying to get to class because we didn't have a car, which jacked my wrist up. These little injuries that you're like, you know what, that sucks, but it'll be worth it. All of that hard work has, like, I saw all of that go away. And that was just too much for me to handle. That, like, sadness that I felt soon turned to fear because now the EMTs are here and they're bracing my head and they had to cut off my gi and my rash guard. Look at this. This was my favorite rash guard. They had to shear it off of me, and there was like 6 of them. And they're bracing my head, and they're putting my hands over my arms, and they're poking me, and they're like, "Can you feel this?" And I'm like, "No." And I was like, "Oh shit, like something serious could have happened. Like this could be way more than just losing out on a tournament." You know, I was in the hospital for about 5 hours, and the symptoms were pretty bad the first 2 hours, and then they started to dwindle. And pretty much by the time I got done with the the CAT scan, the last test, the one that took like 10 minutes, I could feel my hands again. I could move my hands. I felt 0 symptoms. And so I was like, man, maybe I just got a stinger and I'm lucky and I'll be okay. And in like a week, I'll be able to train again. And I'm ecstatic to say that no tears, no breaks. What had happened is my spinal cord within my C7 got bruised, a contusion. The way the doctor put it is I've kinked it like you would kink a hose. And so while I thought this is great news and it's not critical, it's not serious. She said, basically, you have to wear this collar for the next 4 weeks. There's no way you can compete. There's no way you can train. Because if you were to exacerbate this anymore, you do risk becoming paralyzed from the neck down. Last night I had like this weird thought. You know, I've been posting up these videos and they're not getting any views. Not like the reviews, but I didn't want to keep posting reviews because I didn't think there was any value in it. And when I posted these types of videos, you know, trying to provide you with value and inspiration for you to go and do a hard thing, they got no views. Like they're just bombing. They're 10s out of 10s. And I thought, why would anybody want to follow along now that you can't even compete? Like very few people are following along. Those few have no reason to watch you now. And maybe that's the lesson in this. Maybe the better story is the comeback story and me winning it next year. How cool would that be? That's it. I just wanted to update you and let you know what's going on, because you might see me in a collar, you know? And I don't know what's going to happen over the next few weeks work-wise with this thing on, but I felt like it was important to make a video on it and just kind of tell you what's up. Also, I just wanted to say thanks to all of the wonderful people, my jiu-jitsu family at First BJJ. A few of them actually came and spent the entire day at the hospital with me, pretty much. Drove me around, made sure my bag was there, all my belongings, kept my camera safe. Like, they really took care of me. And my buddy Vince actually came over to the house and took care of Henry, made sure he had food and water, and even played fetch with him in the backyard for like a half an hour. And I was really worried about him. So thanks to everybody. I'm doing good. That's it. This has honestly just made me hungrier. I'm winning it next year. I'm calling it.